Senate Democrats just sent a letter which will be good for the low income. Also, some additional updates for you in this video. Let's get into it right away. But if you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe by hitting that button right down below the video. It's totally free to do so, and so I can keep you updated each and every day during this very busy time as information continues to change very, very rapidly. I'm doing all the research so that you don't need to, and I break it all down into these short videos so that you can get the latest details hot off the wire as this information is being released. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and let's jump right into the video. Alright, so I do have a lot of different updates for you in this video, so let's buzz through these one at a time. Alright, so a new report was just released showing the average amount of rent across the entire United States. This is the highest number that we've ever seen on record for the average amount of rent in the United States. It's coming in at $1,792 each and every month. To me, that seems really, really, really high. I mean, I don't know what it's been previous years, but honestly, that seems really high. Nearly $1,800 every single month just for rent? I mean, seriously, that is like a pretty big mortgage payment alone, and that's paying for rent. Now, here's the deal. I do know that there are a lot of you here in this community that are receiving fixed income benefits like Social Security, SSDI, retirement, survivors, SSI, VA benefits, a lot of things like this. And based on what I've read down in the comments section, I know that there's a lot of people out there that do not receive a $1,792 monthly benefit. So this is a kind of a big situation going on right now. So again, just another report out there that I came across, and I thought, you know what, I want to share this with the community so that we can all see what is really going on in the United States as well as across the entire country and the world right now, with really everything going on out there and prices rapidly rising. By the way, I'm not sure if I said this just a second ago, but this is a record, the highest price we have ever seen for average rents across the United States. That's a huge number. Seriously, that is like a pretty big mortgage payment. Wow. Anyway, all right, let's quickly move on here and talk about another update that I want to share with you in this video as well. Is a previous Secretary of Education individual came out recently saying that the United States government needs to do more to cancel student loan payments and debt as a whole. As of right now, there's about 43 million borrowers out there, encompassing about $1.7 trillion in student loan debt out there right now, which actually encompasses about 13% of our population. That's a lot of money, right? Again, so basically what this previous Secretary of Education was saying is he's coming out saying, hey, the United States government back in the day, many years ago, was covering about 80% of all of these loans for students going forward. So the federal government needs to step up and do more for a lot of people. Now, at the same time, we've also seen many different members out of Congress coming forward for the last, year now, year and a half or so, really pushing on President Biden and the administration as a whole to come in and cancel all student loan debt, or even up to $50,000 worth. Now, at this time, they are talking about and examining different ways that they can cancel about $10,000. But again, we've seen over a year now, they've been talking about it, but a whole lot of nothing has been done for the most part. But anyway, just another report that I wanted to share with you, and maybe it'll help out if they do actually cancel student loan debt and these payments. I know that would help out a lot of you right here in this community. I've seen it before as I've talked about this topic in previous videos. I've seen some of you coming out saying this would help me a ton going forward. So anyway, maybe they'll do something, but as of right now, the federal student loans are set to resume as of early May. May 1st, they're set to resume, but it's also speculated that they will also be extended once again. So I'll keep you posted on that going forward. Also, I want to point this out for you. So as I've been talking about here over the last, I don't know, maybe week and a half or so now, I've been talking about Ukraine and Russia. Now again, prior to everything going on over there, this was a brand new topic for me. Honestly, I didn't really know this about these two countries, but apparently between these two countries, they supply the world with 25% of the wheat production in the entire globe. So the entire world, about 25% of the wheat comes out of those two countries alone. Well, with everything going on right now, we're also experiencing that there's going to be some wheat shortages across the entire country, and it is going to be significantly impacting the world food supply. So What's interesting about it is I talked about this a few days ago. Well, President Biden was out in Brussels talking and meeting with other NATO leaders from across the country and the European region. And he also reiterated that yes, the global food supply is going to be a real thing. So there's going to be a significant reduction in the world food supply because of the wheat shortages across the world. And yeah, it's going to be a real problem going forward. Now, again, just like they always reiterate and just like they reassure us, don't worry, there won't be any problems in the United States. Okay, yeah, okay, whatever. I guess you can take that however you want, and I'm not here to influence people or tell you how to think or whatever, but here's the deal. If these two countries are supplying the world with 25% of the wheat supply, and all of a sudden the supply chain has been disrupted in these two countries, do you think it's going to impact the United States? Again, I'm not here to tell you what to think, but I'm just saying, we got to keep an eye on everything going on out there right now, because realistically, whatever happens across the globe right now, whether it happens in those two countries or wherever, it's all highly correlated, and it probably is going to impact us in some way, shape, or form in the United States. There's a lot of products out there that are made with wheat. If you don't believe me, feel free to look at the ingredients list on literally any nutrition label, and you'll see wheat on virtually pretty much anything. Well, obviously not everything. You're not going to see wheat on a nutrition label of a steak, but or a pack of eggs or things like that. But you know what I mean. There's a lot of wheat in packaged goods. So anyway, I just want to throw that out there for you and let you know what's actually going on. All right, let's quickly talk about a letter that Senate Democrats have sent over to big banks that'll actually help out the low income in a pretty good way. So Senate Democrats have drafted a letter and they've sent it over to big banks, calling on them to either completely remove or significantly reduce their overdraft or non-sufficient funds fees that they actually charge to low-income clients or people at their banks. Now, the reason I said low income is because these are generally the people that are paying the vast majority of non-sufficient funds in these banks going forward, right? So we know right now that the vast majority of people that are being actually hit with overdraft fees and non-sufficient funds or NSF fees is all the low-income people, right? Those people who simply do not have enough money in their bank accounts, and therefore they're being hit with these big, massive charges. What is it? $30, $35, $39, something like that. If you don't have enough money, I don't know. To me, logically, when I look at that, does that make any sense? You don't have enough money to cover whatever type of bill, $5, $20, $100, something like that. And what do? They charge you more. Does that make any sense to anybody? I don't know. It doesn't make sense in my head, but what do I know, right? I'm not a banking expert. But they are calling on these big banks to either remove or significantly reduce all of these fees. Now, here's what's interesting as well. As we continue to dig into these numbers a little bit more and look at all this, the experts and what they're actually finding with these reports is that 80% of these overdraft and non-sufficient funds fees are actually being applied to 9% of the bank accounts out there. Well, where do you think those are going and who's paying those fees? Yeah, you know, the low income, those people who simply are struggling enough already. And there you go. They're getting slapped with another fee on top of what they're already paying with everything going on. So, again, this will be pretty nice for those people who are low income, and provided it'll actually get something done. However, we did hear from some other big banks out there, like Wells Fargo, Chase Bank, Citibank, Bank of America. These are some of the biggest banks across the entire United States who are working on either completely removing or reducing their overdraft fees, or even leaving a bigger timeline so that the low income or those people who maybe do not have enough funds in their bank accounts to actually have a bigger window to get more money into the bank accounts before actually taking on some of these big fees as a result of overdraft. So anyway, at least they're doing a little bit of something, but yeah, ultimately it'd be sure nice if they completely removed all of these fees that ultimately once again come back on the low income and those people who are already struggling so much right now with everything going on. Anyway, these are some of the reports that I wanted to share with you in this video. So this is what I have for you as of right now. So if you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe down below. It's totally free to do so. Feel free to share this video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other 2,300 videos right here on the channel. Please enjoy your day. There's a lot going on out there. Things are changing so incredibly fast right now. And all we can really do is cross our fingers and hope that at some point here, relatively soon, that Congress will do something to help out the low income, the fixed income, struggling Americans who really need the extra support right now with all of these massive changes and everything that is happening in our country as well as the world right now. So anyway, I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. Please leave your comments and questions down below. I do my best to read as many as possible, and if I need to make a dedicated video, of course, I will do that for you as well. So please enjoy your day. Subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and I'll catch you again later in the next update. Thanks again.